The preamble.
Yeah.
We have no idea what we're doing here.
We're talking about what we do on a daily basis.
Okay. Fantastic.
Something like that. I
don't know.
You told me we're recording, and then I'm like, all right, cool. I guess we're recording.
Yeah. It's, it works. It works
That's
good that way.
How it all works.
Yeah, sure.
I get told to do shit, and I have to do it.
Yeah. Well,
Bullshit.
that is our lot in life, my friend.
It's not a lot.
It is
but
not
it's
a
our
lot.
life.
We don't do it for the money.
That song is definitely not about us. It's not about the money.
No.
Oh.
No. It's it's definitely not about the money.
Oh my god! But you know what? I don't think I don't think they could pay me to have as much fun as I have.
I mean, if they paid me more, I may have more fun.
Oh no, I don't. Regardless.
Well, when I open up the check.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes. When we're spending money.
Yes,
there,
yes, because I'm just putting that money back into the fair anyway.
It means more Scotch eggs.
More things.
More things.
Swag.
Need
more swag.
I don't know if we need enough more swag.
No, probably not.
Oh my god. Oh, I got So I was trying out one of those little freaking internet sites that you could like get stuff from.
Yes.
I think this was like Temu, but I got a little whistle.
Oh, fantastic.
I got a little whistle.
That's exactly what we need. I don't know why.
I don't know. It was just something that they were like, "Here, you get these things," and then I got this
Okay, that's kind of cool.
for Year of the Dragon.
Yeah.
It's one
Sure.
of those little bendable dragon thingies that like 3D printed type of thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna figure out a way to put him on my shoulder.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have your Oath of Office. Why can't I have a Falcor?
Hey,
You like that reference?
sure, why not?
You don't know what that is?
Nope.
Never-ending Story.
Oh, yeah.
The big dragon dog.
That's
Falcor.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah. And then I got these things. These are I'm gonna use these as trinkets. It's little spirits.
Oh, that's so cute.
It's little forest spirits. I mean, like that's kind of cool.
Oh, sure.
And I think we're gonna go with pins versus medals for our giveaways.
Yeah.
Because I think the pins are gonna be cheaper and I can get more that way.
Yeah, absolutely.
About half the price, but
Yeah.
gonna have to order some of those.
And they're not as bulky.
Yeah, yeah. They won't take up as much room.
Yeah.
We're only looking like maybe an inch and a half.
Sure.
Just got to figure out what we're gonna put on there. I think it's just gonna be the two mugs.
Yeah,
No words, just the two mugs.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
that's fucking hilarious.
because that's how we roll.
well, it's part of our logo.
We got our mugs.
We got the two mugs. I mean, what else do you need?
2 mugs and an idea.
And then everybody's like, where'd you get the mugs from?
I see. There we go.
And then it's kind of like, so one of my favorite fantasy writers, his name is R.A. Salvatore. He wrote the the Forgotten Realms series about a dark elf that comes to the surface. And like traditionally they're like evil little bastards.
Yeah. And that would be Jerzit Duerden, of course.
Now that is a pronunciation of his name.
That is my non-nerd pronunciation.
Well, no,
But I actually have read those books.
But here's the funny thing: I actually talked to R.A. Salvatore, and I asked him, "How do you pronounce the main character's name?"
Okay.
You know what this bastard's response to me was?
Huh.
Well, how do you pronounce it?
Yeah, see?
And I said, "Oh," and he goes, "What is the best way to have people talk about your character?" I said, "Write a name that nobody can pronounce," and he goes, "Absolutely."
Yeah.
Because it gets into that, and it's just a way that people can kind of get in there. I said, "But dude, the video games say that it's pronounced this way." He goes, "That's just how they interpreted it."
Sure.
I mean,
It works.
and it's a good series of books.
Oh, it is. I haven't read them in like a long time, but
right.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
I think it's been like 15 years since I read the last one.
yeah. What was the one I did? Icewind Dale.
That's a good series.
Yeah.
That's Icewind Dale's a good series. Mainly because he's tromping around with Tasselhoff.
Yep.
That's my favorite character.
Okay.
The fearless little dude that's just a bit of a dick.
Sure. Kind of like someone else I know.
Looking in the mirror, are you?
Nope, looking straight across this table, my friend.
Quick, I can duck his gaze.
No, you can't. There's nowhere to run in here.
Well, we're going to talk about Day in the Life today.
We are.
It's episode 13.
13.
Can you believe that?
No.
Lucky number 13.
Lucky in some cultures.
We're actually going to end up putting these up on a podcasting site, either Apple, iTunes, or maybe even on Spotify. Maybe both. I don't know. Just depends on.
Just do them all.
Yeah, whoever's free.
Yeah.
We don't get paid for this yet.
Yeah, no. We
have a bunch of unofficial sponsors. We don't have any official sponsors, but
if you would like to be an official sponsor.
Yeah. All you got to do is just email us at renaissancerascals@gmail.com.
Yes, Facebook Messenger even.
That's right. Actually, Keith will respond to those pretty quickly.
I try.
So let's kick into it. Hey, hello, friends.
Hello, friends.
I'm Rob.
I'm Keith.
And we're the Renaissance Rascals.
We are.
We focus on things Renaissance fair. We also talk about improv acting, character development, and what you can hopefully expect.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Well, theoretically. Allegedly. Yeah, there you go.
So today we're going to be talking about what a normal day in our lives at the festival goes.
Normal. Like, there's normal.
There's really no normal when it comes to the Rascals.
Air quotes. Normal.
I mean, it's kind of like all great things start with an idea.
Yes. Kind of like this podcast.
Except for, we were given a directive that you're going to do this.
Yeah.
And that's how it all starts.
It kind of did it.
It usually starts off. Once you get past auditions and you get it accepted onto the ranks of the cast. Our place, Colorado Renaissance Festival, you have a month of train up. Really, it's 4 weekends of train up.
Yep.
Where they help you direct your character development. They teach you things about improv acting, which we've got some wonderful coaches coming in to talk to us about that later on.
Two of my favorite people.
Yeah, the Lord Marshal and Jack Bean, or Lord Sheriff.
Sorry.
I always call him the Marshal, but that's more of a military term.
Yeah.
Wait, would that make you a Marshal?
I guess in theory.
I'm going to vote for that.
I could be a marshal.
We're going to talk to... Well, I mean, a marshal would be a general or... in charge of the military, so,
that's kind of where my character is.
I must have words with the king.
Yes.
Give you another title.
That's just what I need.
But they're also going to teach you things like survival and, important things that you need to know.
Absolutely.
Hopefully, during that time frame, you get paired up with somebody that will act as a mentor during your first season on cast. I did not get that hat to, it was... Keith and his morbid curiosity of who's this dude. So when I showed up on opening day, it was like,
kind of what happened.
Come here, you're with us. I'm like,
no. Cool. I actually saw you on. It was the last day of dress rehearsal.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, what is going on here, and how does this guy fit in? And that was it. And really, we didn't talk until. The opening weekend,
and that was almost a full week and a half afterwards.
And I said, and I just happened to see Rob walking. Hey, come here.
It sounds like a really torrid love story. And there he was.
And there he was
in
walking,
his skirt,
walking in his skirt, just blowing in the wind. And I thought to myself, "Oh, look at that man!
Oh, he has some hairy legs."
No, my initial thought was, okay, he's new and I don't want him to die. So,
and I very much appreciate that, because I'll tell you what, man, if I did not have your mentorship during that first year, it'd have been rough, dude.
Yeah, it was the same for me. Is I had someone who took me under their wing, showed me the ins and outs, the do's and don'ts, and I being military, we generally. It's easier to pair up, and we don't leave anyone behind, Right. So,
and that's most acting troupes do have that camaraderie built into them, where they're at least willing to help out the new person, try to fit in, try to get to the ropes. But what we're going to talk about today is kind of our breakdown of what we do on a daily basis, because it's going to help you. Once you know your schedule, then you can kind of figure that out. Hopefully, like I said, you get somebody like Keith or a mentor to walk around with you, because we are looking for our next lost sheep. I need a deckhand. That's what I need.
Yes.
I do need a whipping boy.
Sure.
I
don't know if that's the term we were going to go with.
It's out there. I said it.
Wow.
But it's all going to start off, and see, I say that, and look, there he
is.
Man, he's like, no, that's not the right term.
He's already judging us.
Yeah. It usually starts off in the morning. Our cast call was at 9 o'clock.
Yes.
But Keith and I would show up. He would show up right around about 8:15.
I'm there at 7.
Are you?
Yeah.
I did not roll out of bed until 7:30.
Yeah. So my day, I start at 5 o'clock is when I get up.
Keith does not stay on the grounds.
No, I do not. But that gets me my coffee intake, and because I am a firm believer in preloading water.
Coffee has water.
Yeah, that's why I have to preload extra water, because I drink the coffee.
That's true.
But I'm generally about 100 ounces, even before I hit the fair at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
And I just keep drinking.
I'm about 1.5 liters before cast call.
So it's very important to me to do that, because I know what happens, and I've seen the effects of if you don't.
Right. Which we actually talk about that in a previous episode.
Yes. You should circle back and I can't remember the name of the episode. But
it'd be really cool if somebody could figure out how to put the little button somewhere.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
Go back and go to that. I don't know who would do that.
I don't know. Maybe if we had like a producer or something like that, that'd be cool.
Yeah, but it's an unpaid internship.
Yes. If anyone wants to work for us for free,
no.
send us email to renaissancerascals@gmail.com.
No, don't do that.
Okay, Rob says no, but in the back of his mind, he's like, that'd totally be easier.
It would, but then I have to let people into the tavern.
It's true. It
is a bit of an exclusive club.
For now. But
but then we've got Jack Bean and the Lord Sheriff showing up.
Yeah, here we go. So 5 o'clock for me, at the fair at 7, and that's also the time I take to drink my water. I get dressed, I do my stretching, kind of mentally prepare myself for the day, because, as we say, this is a schedule that every day will have a schedule, but no 2 days are the same. So these are just pre-planned events at certain times.
Yes.
And what happens between those times
varies
from day to day.
Yes.
So
what we're actually talking about is our hit times that we have to be at. Now Keith, like you said, he shows up around about 7:30. I'm usually not out of bed until about 7 o'clock. I sleep on the grounds when we're working. Because I live about an hour away from the festival, and I don't want to risk it.
Yeah.
I mean, otherwise I have to leave my house at about 5 o'clock in the morning. When last year when I was bringing the little one with me, I stayed at home, and we were up here and had to get her dressed. And let me tell you, it's not easy getting a 10-year-old and her equipment loaded into a car when she's still asleep.
Yeah. No, I live about 15 minutes.
Yeah. So there's a bit of a difference in drive time. So I would wake up, I'd get all my, do my morning routine, get kitted up, and then I'm about 1.5 liters into my water loading. By the time 7:45 rolls around, I like to meet Keith and the rest of the cast up in the cast call area, because it kind of helps me try to figure out what's going on for the day. Also helps me decompress and start getting into character. As the cast members show up, we typically greet them by their cast member, like their character name.
Yes.
And that just kind of helps jog the memory of, okay, this person. Because when you're brand new, and I think, what did we say, our cast is about 30 deep or something like that?
I'd say probably closer to 40, 45 maybe.
Okay.
If not more.
still don't know everybody's names. I know I know that they're who they are.
Yes.
But I don't know their character names. Thankfully, Keith, helps me kind of like with those things.
Yeah, and it's so funny because there's the staple characters that have been there for years. It's sometimes the newer cast that comes on that I'm like, I have no idea who that is.
Right.
So you have to go introduce yourself. Hi, I'm so and so.
Yeah. Well, especially if you're going to be working with them at some point in time. You're going to want to know their names.
And on some of the rehearsal weekends, we do have a thing where we, go around the circle and we introduce ourselves and who our characters.
There for that.
But no, you weren't there for that.
And let me tell you guys, that is not an easy thing to do. Do not do that. I would strongly discourage it, but I do want you to be there. I mean, give what you can.
Yes,
but give 100% of what you can.
Yeah, and see, even with that, we're generally broken up into two or three groups.
Right.
So I'm only getting a couple of the new people, and most of the people I already know.
It was weird because I remember being in a group, and it to me it seemed like we were all rookies.
Sometimes it happens like that.
It was weird, dude. I mean, like I remember working with Lucinda. I had interactions with Prince Otto.
Yeah.
And we were doing our targeting exercises.
Sure.
And I have a tendency that I'm a little bit animated when I move around. I don't like to just stand. Like when I'm engaging with somebody, I am a little bit animated. But
right.
I'm not as animated as the jester.
No.
That's a whole different thing. And we're going to bring him on later on, and he's going to talk about clowning around. And
ooh, foreshadowing.
It's great. But like we said, it all starts off with cast call.
Yes.
And this is where our glorious
majestic
leader, no, he's not majestic. There's only two people that are majestic.
All right, fine.
Their majesties. Dude, I'm trying to keep your head on your shoulders, man. I mean, we could say glorious.
Glorious.
That's good.
Yes, he is glorious.
He is a very glorious person. This is our casting director. He is going to give out information about safety tips, special events, fundraisers that are going on within the cast.
Yeah.
And then if you're asked to participate in helping run an event, that's when that happens and that comes out. And then also, reminds you of like call times and then any notes that were given from the festival staff. So the people that actually own and run the festival.
Yeah, it's kind of our information, information time.
It's a board meeting without the board.
Yeah, he is the board.
No. He's not bored.
No, he is the board.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's the one that basically has the ability to say, you know what, you're done.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's good information. So just, kind of special events of that day, breaking down, certain times where we have to be at certain places. If something changes that day. So it's good information, every morning to kind of get back into the groove, so to speak.
And then we also have like, sometimes there'll be special announcements from staff members or from other national shows, the national acts.
The national acts.
They'll come out and they'll say, hey, we would like to have some help with, or, they'll give feedback on things like that. And then they also do the synchronizing of watches.
Yes.
Which for us, because, it is anachronism, but we do carry pocket watches.
Yes.
Because any actor knows your call time is your call time.
Don't be late.
Do not be late. And unless your partners know that you're going to be late for a reason.
Yeah.
But typically when there's changes to scheduled events, you have to talk to your casting director.
Oh, yes.
That is the most important person when it comes to what you as an actor are going to do. And that goes across all platforms, all stages. You always take direction from the casting director.
Yes.
And then we're usually led off with what do they call it? A dippy thought?
Dippy thought of the day.
Yeah, dippy thought of the day, which is our once again one of my favorite people,
the
court
jester.
He comes up and he gives us words of wisdom. Sometimes wisdom.
Sometimes it's wisdom.
Sometimes silliness. But it's always something to leave it out.
It's always thought-provoking.
Yes.
No
and then
matter
there's
what
the
he does.
final thing that is said, and that's let's go make
some magic.
So that is for those of you that are playing at home and watching along with us, this is our casting director, who is also the Duke of Larkhamshire.
Theodore Wingowick.
His Grace.
His Grace.
See, this is why I said you could say glorious.
Yes.
It starts with a G.
And he is graceful.
He is. So next we go into once we're done with our cast call, everybody makes way from that area to the gate. Front gate.
So from the end of cast call to this what we're going into next, the morning gate show, we generally have about 20 to 25 minutes.
Which is when I find coffee.
To kind of gather our thoughts, fill the mugs, get your head on straight, make sure your clothes are where they need to be. That's generally when people start fixing me.
Check your piece knots.
Yeah.
Check your accoutrement.
And it's always good because it's that's the 20 minutes where people always come up behind me and go, hey, your stuff's all messed up back here. Because I can't see it. So, I try to do the same thing for other people as we're walking, kind of look and go, okay, all their stuff's hanging the way it should be. The chain of office is, where it should be in the back because
twisted or
because I can't see it. 9 times out of 10, it happens almost.
And I'm not paying attention
every week, every weekend. Someone goes, "Oh, your thing's flipped over." I'm like, "Dang it!" But I can't see it. So it's a good time to kind of help somebody else out, getting them all straightened out as well as yourself.
Now, once we get to the gates, typically you'll hear, like, if you're on cast, you're going to hear 10 minutes.
Yep.
You get the 10-minute warning. By the 10-minute warning, Keith and I are usually standing out front.
Yes.
We actually serve a couple of different purposes out there. First, we're trying to keep the cobblestones, is what we call it, which is the area in front of the little stages, the mini stages that we move, so that the national acts can do their things. And really, folks, this is to ensure safety of the patrons so that they don't accidentally get burned by the kamikaze fireflies,
whipped in the face by Jacques,
or the Crimson Pirates don't take your money because they're pirates.
They are pirates. They're nice.
They're nice people,
but they're pirates nonetheless.
Yes, they're professional pirates.
They are.
So Keith and I are actually there to. That's our first function. Well, really, that's kind of our second function. Our first function is the safety of patrons, because sometimes it does happen that people will stand out there by the gates. By the time we're there, there's easily 200-300 people
generally
crowding around, which means they've been standing there for as long as we've been at cast call. And standing out there, there's no seats.
No,
you could sit on the ground if you want to. But you're gonna get stepped on if you're not careful. But sometimes people, they overheat, or they went a little too hard in the paint the night before.
And I'll tell you, it's easy to do. And especially, I know because last year, by 10 o'clock, man, I was so hot already, and I haven't really even done anything. I'm just standing out there, and the sun just it hits you. There's no shade unless you go kind of towards the back, across the bridge, over by the trees, or over by the privies, or over by the ticket booth. There's
which
some shade
they don't
over
like
there.
you
to hang around because they're trying to sell tickets, and you're taking up space. But so it's I tell people, bring a bottle of water with you.
Yes.
You can't take it into the fair, but
guzzle that bad boy before
you can guzzle that.
In.
You can at least have some water. Okay, water.
Water.
And stay hydrated.
Yes.
That's a horrible time because you're just standing there getting baked.
Mm-hmm.
And especially if you're in full garb,
Yes.
If you're there in shorts and a t-shirt, all right, you're
still a risk.
You're still a risk, but Like last year I was wearing, full leather armor, and we're not doing that again this year.
Meanwhile, I'm over there standing in my costume.
He's got his pajamas on.
Yeah, I got my pajamas on, and I can feel the breeze.
Yeah, so that's kind of a secondary function of what we do is we, kind of scan the crowd, see if anybody, if we see anybody start wobbling around, which happened last year
twice.
Yeah, and this is before the gates.
Gate opened.
The gates haven't even opened yet.
No.
The morning gate show hasn't even started yet, and we are,
which
people are already passing out.
The good news is because we have people like us that are there, and the 3 people that were standing out there last year, we all have. First aid experience.
Yes.
So we know, I'm not going to work on you or do anything like that, but I'm going to help you out as much as I can, and we're going to get you the help that you need. And oftentimes, it means that we have to get EMS out to you, so the medics will come out there and help you out. In extreme cases, we may have to, the paramedics may have to take you in to the aid station to get you plugged up to an IV or something.
Yep.
But don't try to use that as a way to get in early, because that's not going to work for you.
No.
But please make sure that you're hydrated, because that is very important. We want you to have fun. That's what it all boils down to. We want you to have fun.
Yes.
And it usually starts off with that gate show. It's that tease, that trailer, if you will, that teaser to get you all hyped up, where you learn about the times that you want to do things as a patron. Now, as a cast member, you're there to perform functions. We do that. The third thing that we have to do out there is after all the national acts have done their thing, we have to move the mini stages out of the way so people can go into the gate.
Yeah.
And then once that happens,
I know.
This is where last year Keith and I got separated. Because,
we separated at this point.
Because I would go into the greeting line.
Yes.
Which is, as soon as you go through the gates, there's the little cobblestones. I call it the yellow brick road, but only because Lucinda's standing there.
Right.
So you go up there, and everybody's saying hi. You've got some of the nobles that are the lesser nobles that are standing there saying hello. Keith goes out to the front and kind of keeps an eye out on people, making sure that everybody does, if anybody needs help, he can be there to do that.
Yeah.
So you go through that, and then once that's done, that's when Keith and I usually go take a break and hunt down our quarry for the morning.
Yes.
Which is typically found at the Queen's Pantry.
Yeah. And so with the gate show, which generally starts about 9:35, and then obviously cannon goes off at 10. The greeting, we do the greeting, so I'm out in the parking lot, or not in the parking lot, but
he's by the bridge.
In the entranceway by the bridge, and I'm kind of meandering around through there. And then by the time the king and queen and the court comes off the parapet, and then they start, doing their day, it's generally about 10:30 or so. So, the first hour of our day is
it goes by fast.
It goes by fast, and we're greeting people.
Yes.
And so we're, I like to do it, because I'm kind of the first touch base, with people. And so it's a little, I'm in character.
Yes.
But outside when I'm doing that, I'm a little more lax. A little more,
That was last year.
Yeah.
This
year will be completely different.
This year will be different because the Renaissance Rascals will be standing outside together.
Yes. Oh, it's going to be fantastic.
We may have some skits and things that we're going to be doing out there.
Maybe.
A little foreshadowing.
Oh, foreshadowing.
A little bit. So once that happens, like I said, Keith and I usually go and walk about.
Yes, because that's about an hour. My mug is empty.
Yep.
And we need to find a little shady spot to sit for a moment, kind of cool down, get some water. So I drink another glass of another
his big old tanker
mug of water.
Yep, his big old
you can
tanker.
see that thing. So sit there, drink that, and then we begin our trudging.
Yes. So we do what we call trudge and play.
Yes.
Which, first off, if you're a patron and you're watching us, Don't be afraid to interact with us.
Oh, absolutely not.
We're not going to bite you. As a matter of fact, one of the things that we do is if we see you and you're looking lost, I like to mess with people that look lost.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Because one of the things, and this is actually historical, folks, four great inventions that the Chinese brought to the West. The first one, come on.
Well,
I've told you this.
A compass.
Paper.
Yeah, I know.
Paper. Then there's printing. So
Right.
Gutenberg actually made the printing press, but the Chinese made blocks that they used for printing. The third one is black powder.
Yes.
The fourth one is the compass, the magnetic
Oh,
compass.
I was going to say Jackie Chan.
No, that's number 5.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Along with Jet Li.
Oh, yeah.
Well, those guys are like right there. And then,
Yeah.
you know, all of the
I mean, at least they made the top 5.
Yes. But that, so I like to walk up to people, and I normally don't have a compass, so I like to mess with people. And, it works better with a compass. I've lost mine. Can I borrow yours?
Right.
Just quippy little lines that we like to have fun with.
Yeah.
And sometimes Keith will mess with the daughters, the little ones, because he likes little kids.
I do. They're very fun.
He likes messing with the little children, unless it's mine, because she's a feral little thing.
And it becomes dangerous.
Yes, and especially if you give her a gun.
Yes. So horrible flashbacks.
Flintlock. I think she shot Captain Hook with his own pistol.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah. But we trudge and play, and then somewhere in there we hunt down the Scotch egg.
Yes, there is a Scotch egg in the trudge and play.
And normally when we do that, we generally eat with the
Yeah.
crowd, because that's a good time for us to kind of figure out, as cast members, we kind of gauge the temperament of the crowds from there. And then we kind of adjust on what we're doing. But
Yeah, and I mean, and we're still, even though we're standing there, we're eating Scotch eggs, we're still in character.
still messing with people.
We're still messing with people. We still, it's just a good time, and people, oh, and they see us. Oh, look at these guys! They're eating Scotch eggs. Yeah,
Hey, they're like us.
they're like us.
Yeah, we paid for it too. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
So we trudge and play until our next call time.
Yes, which is generally
The parade.
the parade. So yeah, it's
And there's Keith.
and look,
There's Keith in the parade.
yes. So if you guys are watching this, look at that picture. And then when you see me this year, you'll be like, wow, he doesn't look anything the same. No, I've upgraded my entire costume. So
Under direction. Order. If
no,
you will.
no, it wasn't an order. I'm going to say it was a stern recommendation.
A firm suggestion.
A firm suggestion, yes.
I'll go with that one.
Yes. It was put very nicely,
Why do you not look lordly enough?
but very direct. It was very direct. Hey, you should think about upgrading your costume. Oh, okay.
I guess, yeah. Nah, that's cool.
Yeah, no, but like I said in a previous episode, the reason I was like, it was very kind of last minute as my character developed, and I didn't
Oh,
have
you
a
switched characters.
I didn't have a clear direction of where I was going, so this is kind of a limbo.
You do realize
kind of
you're
thing.
going to be a lot hotter this year, right?
Yeah.
You're wearing more layers.
No.
You're not.
No.
Oh.
No, I've figured this out, my friend.
Okay, then. Well, for those of you that are in the costuming needs,
Breathable materials. Yes.
then look forward to seeing Lord Robert Adelborn III in his new clothing. And no, it's not the Emperor's clothes, so you don't have to worry about that.
No, I may have a new groove, though.
Ooh.
Yeah. I don't know. There could be dancing.
You could pull off a crunk.
Oh, of course.
You could definitely do that. But don't start singing your own theme music. That's just sad.
I will neither confirm nor deny that
I
will
mean,
happen.
at the very least, get Sebastian to follow us around. I don't want to have to be walking around with you while you're doing your own theme music.
That's a good idea.
It is.
I deserve my own musicians.
Yes, and he can sing to you, Brave Sir Robert.
Yes, I like it.
Sebastian, you owe us a song.
Yeah, so the trudging So we generally have about that's about three hours between the end of the morning gate show, which is generally about 10:30.
Yep.
And then
It's about 2.5 hours.
generally get to the parade because the parade starts at 1:05.
Yeah.
Not 1 o'clock. Let's just get that out there. Everybody says 1. It's
We're
1:05.
usually in place at 12:50.
Yeah. So between 10:30 and 12:45, 12:50 is our trudge and play time.
Yes.
And then we
For the morning, anyway.
for the morning, yes. Then we get to parade.
Yes.
And that is when we get put in our positions and
That's when Keith takes his place by the Queen Pantry bastard.
yeah, so this last year I was wrangled in by the Duke, who asked me to help with the crowd control by the Queen's Pantry, because once the parade goes through that area, people don't like to clear the...
He volunteered.
Cleared the street.
Don't let him fool you.
He asked for volunteers, and I volunteered.
Yes.
But he's looking right at me.
Originally, you said that he made you do it.
No, well, I mean, when he looks at you and go, "Can you help?" Yeah.
Fair.
And then
I'll give you a pass on that
I wrangled in the headsman to help as well.
Well, I mean, why not? He's got a big axe.
Because I figure you see us two big bastards coming through, you tend to move.
There's that.
You know,
There's that.
we have a lot of girth between the headsman and I.
I'm going to leave that one alone, man.
Yeah, we're wide. We're wide.
Yeah,
is what I meant.
They're like a double wide trailer when they stand next to each other.
Pretty much.
Oh, what you need is Iron Bear.
Oh, if I could have got Iron Bear, that would have been great.
Yeah. Then we're like a triple wide.
Ooh, for sure.
And if I stand next to you guys, it's like a 3.5 wide.
Yeah, you know.
But we do the parade. Keith is usually up there by the Queen Pantry, just keeping the aisleway, the traffic out of the way.
Yes.
Because it is kind of dangerous, because usually
it gets very congested.
at the front of our parade is the carriage.
There's a horse-drawn carriage.
And you don't want to be in front of that.
No, because they won't stop.
No.
They will run you over.
Well, they'll try to stop, but the horses kind of go where they want.
Yeah, so you know, for anybody watching, you know, patrons, whatever at CRF, please just keep in mind, you know, I know that corner right there is horrible, because that's right there by the kitchens and the food, and you know, been standing in line most likely. So just keep in mind, it happens every Saturday and Sunday at 1:05.
Yep.
So the parade will come through, kind of loop around, and then once you hear, you know, people yelling, clear the way, parade coming through,
move.
Please move. I mean,
it's for your safety, friends.
Yeah, I mean, you know, unfortunately, last year we had to physically kind of move people because they just weren't moving. It's like, no, you have to move. You can't stand right here, you know.
Gently.
Luckily for the most part, you know, people were okay and they understood, but yeah, it gets a little.
With that said, I do want to give you guys a just safety note here, guys. Please pay attention to your surroundings. Yes, you want to take pictures and you want to try to connect with the people that you love because you got lost or whatnot.
Yeah.
But pay attention to your surroundings, because we also almost had somebody get run over by one of our elephants.
Yes.
So be very cautious, okay? Especially if you are a patron and you have a very large staff or poleaxe. Be careful with those, okay? So we do the parade, and the parade's about 25, 30 minutes long.
For us.
For you, wherever you're standing, it's
for
like,
you, it's about 30 seconds,
go.
and then they go by.
Then they're gone.
Yeah.
But that's for me. It was fun because I was running around with the musicians, and some of those guys are nuts.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw us doing our lightsaber fight.
Oh yeah.
That was rather entertaining. And I almost lost my footing a couple of times, so I'm actually going to be looking at investing in some new shoes.
Yes. Yeah, and then after parade,
yes,
my favorite time of the day, lunchtime. I love lunchtime.
Lunchtime, and then we trudge some more.
Yes, and then after lunchtime, we trudge and play more until our Parapet Shift, which is up on the screen.
Which for cast members, I mean, yes, the patrons will be, oh, dude, you get paid to stand up there and just make fun of people. Actually, what we're doing is we're greeting you.
Yes.
And in some ways, yes, there is a little bit of razzing.
Sometimes.
There is a little bit of back and forth. Actually, we want you to play with us because it's fun.
Yeah.
And it helps us pass our hour quickly. But, no, it's not just we're making fun of people all the time. No, we're not just making fun of the way that people are dressed all the time. Sometimes we're just up there announcing things that are going on, or talking about something that's happening, or one of the talks of the town that's going on. We're trying to give you information to get you more immersed into the situation.
Yes.
And don't forget, there's our lovely gate crew that will kind of help you ease into that situation.
The Renaissance.
Welcome to the Renaissance Festival.
Yeah, so parapets, for us, it's an hour shift.
What I got told last year?
What's that?
Somebody told me that we're like Waldorf and Statler from the Muppets.
Yeah, I heard that too.
I think that's hilarious.
And at first I was like, no. And then about 5 minutes later I went, oh, they're so right.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. But we're not mean.
No, not at all.
And now, honestly, we're really trying to lighten our day. I mean, Dave from accounting.
Dave from accounting.
Favorite encounter.
Yeah.
But we do our parapet shift, which is about an hour long. And then sometimes...
It's about the only time of the day where we stand in one spot for an hour.
Because we don't have a choice.
So it's really good for us. It's kind of like a little break time for us.
It is.
It's a decompression. Our shift was 3:30 to 4:30,
yep.
So it was really kind of good because we had lunch and then we went and played, and now it's kind of time for us to start gearing down for the day. So that was a great time for us. I love that. I love that 3:30 to 4:30. I've done it the past couple of years, so it's been it's really super cool.
I don't think that's going to change. I think we're going to be at 3:30, 4:30 next year. I
seriously want to do the same time.
I like
perfect.
that time. It breaks everything up. It's a great time for us to just kind of have fun, and it's not. I mean, you would think that you wouldn't see a lot of people coming in at that time frame, but I'll tell you what,
we still do.
There's still a lot.
Yeah.
You have to remember that some people will go out and then they'll come back in, or they got stuck in traffic, or maybe there was a specific thing that they wanted to see that day that they wanted to come later in the afternoon.
Yes.
For.
So Duke Winklewick, please, 3:30 to 4:30.
Yes.
Renaissance Rascals.
Yes, Your Grace. 3:30, 4:30. We beseech you. How do you like that?
Oh, I like it.
Yeah.
I like that. It was pretty good.
And then sometimes we're asked to do. Oh, what happened here? We got multiple things going on here.
That's a lot happening.
That's a lot going on. Oh, I see what happened here. Let's bring up 8 first.
That slide actually should have been earlier a little bit.
Yeah.
Before the parade.
Yeah.
But sometimes we're tasked to do special events. Yay.
Yes, sometimes we get tagged to do special events.
Yes, and that will be like the wine tastings, the beer tastings, the grape stomp, which is in conjunction with the wine tasting. So that generally happens from the 11 to 2 time frame.
Yes.
So that'll go on before the parade. You'll actually be standing there doing the special event as the parade comes through.
Oh, I'm going to tell you. So I was asked to participate in the salute to the veterans.
Oh yeah, yes, yeah. I was there as well.
And that, I mean, what was funny about it is because we went 2 separate ways. You took like 10 paces and were into your position. Meanwhile, I had to haul across the festival to get there in time for the parade. Had I known, now I didn't know this, I should have just waited for the parade to come around and jump in.
Well, yeah.
I really should have. But, yeah, no, I like to be where I'm supposed to be in the time that I'm supposed to be there.
Of course.
So that happens on occasion. I was also part of the grape stomp that I was holding the bags for the customers and the patrons, and ended up actually being an armrest for one gentleman because he was just bent on trying to win.
Yeah.
They were really good.
And the special events, as cast members, there are some things we have to do, but generally, Saint Ingrid has volunteers that come in just for those events.
Yes.
So they're generally the ones working.
Yes.
Those events. We just kind of help them out. But she's got a very good handle on that with everything else she does.
She's
throughout
amazing.
the day.
She does everything.
She does do everything, and we love her.
We do.
She's kept me alive.
Especially the brownies.
Oh, the brownies. Yeah.
So you got your special events that you do, and like I said, it does really depend on what your casting director asks you to do.
Yeah.
I would encourage you. Don't be the fly on the wall. Volunteer. Go have fun. It's actually a blast.
Get in there somewhere.
Yeah, it's actually a blast to participate in those things because you may have seen it as a patron, or maybe you missed it because it happened at a time that you were at a different show. But you kind of get to see how everything goes. And for me, I like to watch the patrons and the enjoyment on their faces when they're part of those things. Then there's a couple of it, and the reason why I put special events in there is because there's an event that is special to my heart that happens at 4:30, and it's by the Royal Pavilion.
Yes,
our good friends Adam Bell,
yes,
and
the Master Forester,
and the Lord Sheriff. They do a little skit, and it's great. It's awesome. It's fun. So I go and I help out with that. This is, again, where you're helping out your cast members, your castmates, to do a bit that they have programmed. I've talked about this before, where I'm the fly on the wall. I'm in the background. I kind of materialize when I'm needed, and then I blend into the trees when I'm not needed.
Right.
But I'm also there to kind of give them feedback on, hey, that was great. Hey, try tweaking it this way just a little bit.
Yep.
And that's constructive criticism. Like, I mean, I know if Keith says something and he just kind of looks at me, I'll put that in my head, and then later on when we take a break, I know that it's coming because he's going to ask me, hey, man, during that interaction, I did this. What was your take on that?
Yeah.
Or the same thing, like when we went to the Royal Pavilion and I became a privateer.
Yeah.
And the whole negotiations thing, and me snapping the fan. God, I wish I had this on video because oh my God, it was good. It was a good moment. I didn't say anything. I snapped the fan and everybody looked at me.
Absolutely.
I mean, it was loud.
Oh, yeah. It was right in my ear.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
But it accomplished what I wanted it to do. I stole the scene that way from the arguing and just kind of pushed it back into it and then threw it back into somebody else's hands. So a lot of hot potato, if you will. That's how I like to look at our interactions.
Absolutely.
So those are kind of our special events. We'll plan things out with other cast members, with His Majesty or Her Majesty, or a little foreshadowing here, the Princess of Ireland.
Dum, dum, dum.
Yes, Your Highness, I'm coming for you. So, and then we have one of my favorite things.
Yes.
And really it's because I like singing.
Well, yeah.
It's the gate sing. This is one of the few times in the day, actually I think it's the only time in the day, where the majority of the cast get together and do something together for the audience.
Yes. I mean, besides the parade.
Besides, well, I mean, like...
But that's just
the parade.
Walking.
It's literally hi.
It's a procession.
Hi.
Yes.
It's a big procession. But when you're at the gate sing, we have our little skits that they do, and by our I mean the whole cast. The whole cast has a little bit of a closing show, if you will, that they put together for us.
Right.
They just started that this year, though. The gate close shows.
No. They've been going on.
Maybe it's just because I left early. I don't know.
Yeah. No. There's always some sort of little skits that they work in there.
So check your festival, see if they have that going on. Get involved in some of those. You know, we were talking about, I mentioned earlier, we have our improv coaches coming in.
We do.
And yeah, and they actually look for people to participate in their stuff.
Yes.
So that's a good thing for you to be involved in. And then, that's the end of the day.
Well, so the gate sing generally starts.
It's about
5:45, 6 o'clock, right in there. And then so we'll do the gate sing. They'll do like a skit. Everybody's together. I honestly this year I want to be a little more interactive with the people that are leaving, rather than just standing there singing. But maybe a bit of foreshadowing there.
Maybe a little bit of both.
Who knows?
Maybe a little bit of both.
And then at 6:30 is canon.
Yes.
So that signals the end of the day. But that does not signal the end of our day. We still have about another 15 minutes or so.
Yes.
Of the gate sing. And then generally it's about 6:45.
Yep.
Will be the inside the gate announcement. So if you look at it, you're putting in about an 11-hour day.
Yeah.
Depending on what time you show up to the festival. For
Right.
me, it's going on 12, but
Usually mine's about 10 or 11.
that's just because I get there early. But
Yeah.
I just have a schedule I like to keep, and I like to do the same thing, so I know I'm ready. You don't have to show up at 7 o'clock like I do. But for me, that's what works for me. You have to figure out what works for you.
That's right.
You may be able to show up at 8:30 and go, okay, I'm ready to go. For me,
And it really depends on traffic for a lot of people.
Yeah, and so that's the other thing. You may get stuck by the train. So if you get stuck by the train, that's going to put you behind on your schedule.
You get one. You get one. At least where we're at, you get one, because you gotta take into account like what that travel time looks like. Again, you are part of an acting troupe.
Yes.
You have call times. Your cast call is your first call time.
Yes.
If you put it into mundane terms, that's the time you're supposed to clock in, kids.
Yeah, and they generally want everyone there by 8:45.
Yeah. But we're already there.
And that is to make sure at cast call, which the professor loudly announces it's cast call at 9 o'clock.
Yep.
And that's, you should be ready to go. All your stuff's on. You're not messing with anything. Like you are done. Sometimes that works. Sometimes it doesn't.
There's sometimes,
but you still have a few minutes.
After cast call,
yeah.
you have time, but your undivided attention should be at cast call.
Exactly.
Whatever is being presented by your casting director or the speakers for that morning.
Correct.
That is what you should be paying attention to. You should not be fiddling around with things that can wait. You can do that afterwards. You're going to have plenty of time because here's the thing. Your perception of time kind of gets muddled
very much
when
so.
You're on cast, because the only thing that you're really thinking is, I've got this hit time, I've got this hit time, I've got to be here, but you've got all this time in between that goes like that.
It goes a lot faster than what you think it does.
Speaking of going a lot faster than what you think it does, it's already been an hour.
Yes, I know. I looked and I was like, oh, look at that. I can't believe we're at an hour already.
We're going to wrap this one up because that's our day, man.
Yeah, and so after the gate sing, the closing, canon, inside the gates, then that's when we all proceed to go out to our cars,
or back to your tents.
Or back to your tent, whatever you do. Get a couple hours of sleep, and we start it all again.
Rinse, repeat.
We start it all again the next day,
Yeah.
and it's exciting.
It's amazing.
Because I think we...
Fantastical even.
Well, I'm not sure when this episode will air, but I think we are at what... as it stands on
this
the date...
It'll be in February.
On the date of recording, we're 138 days away from fair.
Oh.
Which is not long.
No, it's not.
I mean, it seems like a long time, but rehearsals are going to be here before we know it.
which is going to be awesome.
Well, this is going to be fantastic.
I really can't wait to meet the new crew.
Yeah.
And I really do miss a lot of my Ren Fair family. So
yeah.
It's kind of one of the other reasons why I posed this idea to Keith for the podcast is because you know what? I don't want it to end.
No, and it shouldn't.
I don't want any of it to end, and I want to hang out with as many of my cast family as possible. Some of them that have, for one reason or another, not been able to make it. We do miss you.
Yeah, and this is, and I think kind of maybe to clear the air a little bit is like this isn't something that we're doing just because the fair. This podcast, things that we do is because we're passionate about this.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We love it.
And so it's for us, it's a way to keep that
alive
energy going throughout the off season.
Yes.
And then when
we don't have an off season.
We don't have an off season.
We're always running around doing something.
We don't have off switches either.
A lot of my friends are my normal friends are like, dude, you're always busy, and I'm like, yeah. Because I'm a spasmodic little dude, and I can't stay still. If I do, I don't know what'll happen.
Yeah. So
my mom was always afraid when I got quiet. She's like, he's into something.
Yeah.
So I try to keep busy and make as much noise as possible.
Absolutely. But yeah, so our passion is Ren Fair related things and teaching.
Yes.
Which is kind of the whole, goal of all
Yes.
this is to, hopefully teach someone something, whether you're brand new or you've been doing this for 10 years and you go, oh, I never thought of that.
If you take one thing away, this is the one thing I want you to take away from everything that we do.
We're idiots?
That's subsection A.
Okay, I got you.
But the main thing is you do it because you love it.
Absolutely.
You do it because you enjoy being who your character is, and you enjoy being part of something that is bigger than yourself.
Yes.
And that is why I love, and I said it at the end of the season last year, I found home because this is where I feel camaraderie.
Yeah.
And I will tell you what, you will not regret any minutes that you are part of a troupe that enjoys your presence.
Exactly.
And looks forward to helping propel you and your character further.
And that's what we do.
We try.
Well,
That got a little heavy.
a little bit.
But I'm going to tell you what, that's an hour. It was fun. I love you guys all for tuning in to us.
Absolutely.
Thank you once again for joining us.
Thank you, friends.
Farewell, friends. Once again, I'm Rob.
I'm Keith.
And we're the Renaissance Rascals.
We
Tune
are.
in next time. We're going to have some great things coming up. Costuming on a budget.
Costuming on a budget. We've got improv.
Yes. And much, much more.
And then something else. We have more.
We have more.
We've got more. What we have is bad memories. That's what we have.
Well, that's only because we're kind of getting older, man. It just happens.
It does happen.
But you know what? It's a good time.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
It's a good time. We'll figure out some more stuff. If you have any suggestions, drop it down below, or you can comment on Facebook.
Yes, send us an email at renaissancerascals@gmail.com.
That's right. And most of all, share us. Share us with your friends. Drop a like, drop a share.
Yeah, well, share our page.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really share us.
Well, you can.
Well, you're married.
Well, yeah.
I mean, people could share me if they want.
I'm trying to get you another wife.
I am accepting applications for Fair Wife 2024.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Fair Wife 2024.
Yeah.
Please inquire below.
Yes, send us a resume at renaissancerascals@gmail.com.
Or you can apply in person at the Queen's Pantry, the makers of the Decadence.
Hang out at the Queen's Pantry. We will be there.
It's gonna be. I could only imagine if maybe there's a line waiting there. Oh, we're here for Lord Robert.
Ooh, maybe that's what we could do in the parapet shift.
Ooh,
just have them all like gathered down, and
you
what do you do?
Can you make a Scotch egg? No, you're done.
No, you're out.
Oh boy. Well, we must along. Very well.
Fare thee well, friends.